Hello everybody, it's July 11th, 2021, and it's going to start the July garden update today. Here's what the grass is looking like on this little strip, and wouldn't you know it, the wind starts blowing as soon as I get the camera out. And here's this flower bed here. It's got a little bit blooming now. We're getting into the heat of the summer now. So we had some rain overnight, and I expect that to be the last rain for a little while. This is the time of year we go into the dry season. And this isn't anything to write home about, but it never is this time of year. See, that blew off and got rained in. And my lemon balm is still growing. Here's this little flower bed beside the patio. It's still doing pretty well. Let's do a jasmine update. That winter really did this in. It's still got some spots here it's struggling. But down here it's looking pretty good. That carrier AC still working just fine. All along here. And then got some more weak spots down here, but it's gradually getting with it. I don't see that it'll be a problem. And here's this perennial flower bed. It's doing pretty well. Not much blooming right now, but again, it's getting to be the middle of summer. Needs a little tidying up. Here's what this section of the garden's looking like. Okra's finally starting to take off. I've got some tomatoes to stake up here. And of course, weeds to pull. This spot of the yard here is actually looking fairly decent for this time of year. Usually burns up real bad right in this little strip. This little flower bed here is looking great. No problems with that whatsoever. Black-eyed peas are in bloom, so we'll have black-eyed peas pretty soon to eat. And we're just loaded up with bell peppers. The sweet potatoes continue to do their thing. I've got some more okra over here and some tomatoes. And the asparagus is just doing its thing. I've got some aphids working on my okra, so I'm going to have to spray those with some soapy water after a while. Sunflowers continue to grow and get taller. Here's my Poblano Peppers. They are doing well. I'm going to have to tie that up because the weight of the peppers will snap those branches off. Here's a look at from the back part of the yard. Again, looking at these sunflowers. They're taller than I am now. I've got some little bit of tomato still growing. I've got to stake these up. This okra back here is doing well. It's going to start producing pretty soon. And just got a ton of weeds here to work on. And these same old tomato plants are just going crazy. I'm going to have to bundle these up. They are really growing well. There's actually some tomatoes on them. That's surprising. And then cucumbers, they're finally starting to make some cucumbers. There's one right there. And then some real small ones. There's one just starting right there. These zinnias are starting to grow. Here's this little strip of flower bed beside the house. Nothing too great this time of year, but my zinnias are starting to bloom a little bit. So this little strip of yard usually struggles, but it's filling in pretty good this year. Not too bad. Here's the flower bed across the front of the house. It's doing okay. Can't complain about it. Looks like I'm going to have to spray for some spider mites pretty soon. And then these get that scale every year, so I got to spray for that. And here's the main flower bed. It's really filling in nicely. My transplant firebush is just getting bigger and bigger, so that's wonderful to see. Everything's chooching right along. Here's the mailbox flower bed all settled in for summer. Got things that like hot weather growing in here now. And here's a look at the front yard. Nothing to complain about there. It's doing pretty good. But I will suspect come August it's going to start struggling pretty bad. So we'll wait and see what happens. About 3 weeks later, we'll make the second half of the July garden updates. Not much going on here. We're finally getting into the hot part of the summer now. And here is the main garden area. Everything's growing very well. It's going to be time to harvest black-eyed peas. This will be the second time. See, those are fully developed. Nice long pods. They're probably 10 inches long. Here's the 4 o'clocks. It's 4:30, but I'm a little early to the show. Maybe I'll come back in a couple hours when these are opened. No water, no nothing, just whatever rain they've gotten. They're chooching along just fine. I'm back out here about 8 p.m. and that's when my 4 o'clock's open. I guess mine are on a different time zone. Here's the back side of the garden with my sunflowers towering above. And here comes the wind, right on schedule. My tomatoes are just sitting there growing, waiting for cool weather. Got the shop AC going today. Here's this okra, which is just starting to produce. In fact, there's one okra pod right there. Last but not least, here's the little north strip of the yard. And this bed up here under this oak tree. So things are looking pretty darn good for end of July, 1st of August. So this has been my July 2021 garden update. Thank you for watching.